Welcome to today's episode of the Be Sure podcast. Living with epilepsy involves challenges beyond seizures, including stigma and emotional impact. However, with the right treatment and adjustments, many people with epilepsy can lead active lives. To help us better understand this, we are fortunate to have a renowned consultant neurologist with extensive experience in treating epilepsy. Welcome, Doctor.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Shraddha Srivastav, working as a consultant neurologist at Chirayu Medical College and Hospital, Bairagarh, Bhopal.
Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a seizure and how does it affect the brain?
Okay. Uh, Seizure, see, in brain, there are, for everything, there are electrical activities which are controlling the brain. ब्रेन के हर बॉडी में जो भी आप एक्शन लेते हैं या एक्टिविटी करते हैं उसके लिए ब्रेन में सर्किट्स होते हैं जो कि उन एक्टिविटीज को कंट्रोल करते हैं विच आर कॉल्ड एज न्यूरोनल सर्किट्स. जब भी कभी भी देर आर एबनॉर्मल इलेक्ट्रिकल एक्टिविटीज इलेक्ट्रिकल एक्टिविटीज विच विल लीड टू सीजर्स, मीन्स आप ये समझ लीजिए कि शॉर्ट सर्किटिंग हुआ है ब्रेन में जिससे एबनॉर्मल एक्टिविटी डेवलप हो रही है एंड विच विल लीड टू सीजर्स. It can be presented in the form of it will lead to abnormal activities like abnormal tone, behavior, loss of consciousness. In this form it can be identified, and if these are called as seizures. This is not epilepsy, this is seizure. Means simple definition of seizure means abnormal neuronal activity which is leading to abnormal movements.
What is epilepsy?
Okay. See, in epilepsy, whenever there are more than two unprovoked seizure, then it is defined as epilepsy, and it should not have any cause. Means if it is means a seizure can occur due to trauma, it can occur due to brain infections, it can occur due to metabolic imbalance, it can occur due to any metabolic parameters abnormalities, electrolyte imbalance. So there should not be any cause which is leading to seizure. So unprovoked means बिना किसी भी reason के, unprovoked means when there was not any provocating factor which is leading to seizure, and these there are more than two seizures, then it is defined as epilepsy.
What are the different types of seizures and do they affect people differently?
There are, see, broadly seizures are defined in two categories. There are multiple divisions, but broadly we divide them into two: focal seizures and generalized seizures. As the name suggests, focal means a particular brain region is affected, and in generalized means whole brain is affected. So in generalized seizures, as whole brain is affected, so there will be symptoms like abnormal tone, then involuntary movement of both upper limbs, lower limbs. Because whole of the brain is affected, so whole symptoms will be presented. Whereas in focal means particular region. So symptoms will be originated as per the region. Which region of the brain is affected, either which part of the brain is affected, according to that, the symptoms will originate. See, if there are temporal lobe, then there are symptoms related to temporal lobe, means patient will have aura, different presentation. If it is occipital lobe, then because it is the controlling center of vision, then there will be something symptoms related to vision. So on the basis of these, we describe them as means on the basis of the symptoms which patient present to us, and on the detailed history which we take, we can divide them into focal and generalized. Then in focal and generalized also there are multiple divisions for classifying seizures.
I see. Now, can you explain what causes epilepsy? Is there always a known cause?
See, whenever a patient present to us with epilepsy, then first of all, we try to identify the cause, means whether there is some reason behind that epilepsy. So first of all, we go for EEG and MRIs to look for the lesion, because if there are reasons behind the epilepsy, like if there is head injury, there is any hemorrhage, stroke, or infection or metabolic, and we go for blood workup, like there is metabolic abnormalities, hypoglycemia. If there are the causes behind the seizures, then When then we give medications according to that cause, and there are certain time duration after which the medications can be stopped. Wherever every time we cannot find the reason for the seizures, so at that time, if this workup comes out to be negative, then we think that it is due to idiopathic, means there are genetic basis for the seizures. So most of the time most of the time means more than 50 to 60% of times there are genetic causes for epilepsy.
Now let's talk about something that many people with epilepsy face: stigma. Can you tell us why epilepsy is often misunderstood?
Yes. See, people are unaware about the treatment, about the symptoms. See, in epilepsy, the presentation is, see, if in general public suddenly patient develops seizures, which we have also seen during our outside our OPDs, that patient suddenly develop involuntary movement, uprolling of eyes, clenching of teeth, frothing. These symptoms in the layman and village people, means those who are not aware of this, even literate people who have not seen seizures, they will think that it is something abnormal activity. Abnormal in the sense, it is not medical, it is something outside the area of our understanding, and it is not controlled by us, or it is something which has to be treated by some this jadoo tona or whatever. So they, that the presentation, which the presentation of epilepsy, and the uneducated, means the patient, the population or the public are not aware of the presentation symptoms. So whenever, and they don't know that it is treatable. If a person is having epilepsy, then it doesn't mean that he or she is unable to do anything, or there will be any hindrance, or whatever is her or his life will be affected, कि वो कुछ कर नहीं सकता, ऐसा नहीं है. लेकिन information, education नहीं होने की वजह से, whenever a person feels that someone is having epilepsy, then they think that the patient is unfit for marriage, unfit for any work, unfit for employment. So this is the stigma which a patient with epilepsy feel, and because of that, whenever patient is diagnosed with epilepsy, they doesn't want to reveal it even to their family members and close ones.
Absolutely. Now let's move on to managing epilepsy. What are the common triggers for seizures that patients and caregivers should be aware of?
Okay. See, whenever a patient are diagnosed with epilepsy, whenever patient comes to us with epilepsy, then we advise them. First of all, very important thing is to take regular medication and at a fixed interval. We give extra counseling to seizure patient and to their caregivers, because in this patient thinks, see, when we start medication, then seizures will stop, then patient think, and we advise them to continue this medication for at least 2 to 3 years. So they think, okay, when they have taken it for 1 month and the seizures had subsided, so why not to stop medication? So they stop it by themselves. So the first advice which we give to them is not to stop medication without consulting with your treating doctor. It is the very important advice which is to be given to the patients and to their caregivers. Second, they should be advised that apart from taking the medication at the apart from taking the medication regularly, it should be given at the fixed duration. It does means when we are giving it in a BD dose, then it doesn't mean then they can take morning dose sometimes at 9, sometimes at 10. No, in that sincerity in taking regularly and at the fixed time is required. Secondly, seizure is precipitated by stress, so we advise them to avoid it. And most important, sleep. Sleep is very important factor. Whenever patients are not taking regular sleep, then they got triggered. So we advise them to take proper rest, proper sleep, to avoid avoid stress, take regular sleep, avoid fasting. These are the things which should be advised to the patient and to the caregivers to manage regularly.
Thank you so much, Doctor. To wrap up, could you share some safety tips to help prevent injuries during seizures?
Yes. See, whenever we also give advice to the patients and to their relatives regarding this also. See, we don't know at which situation, in which condition, and where the seizure can occur. So we advise the patient to initially not to drive. Initially, start, especially within the 3 months, not to go near water or at the places of heights because in initial days, because if the seizure occurs in these situations and no one is there to prevent them, then it can lead to serious injury. Means seizure will not cause them much harm, but occurring seizure in these situations, in these places, can lead to many severe injuries to the patient. Secondly, at the home, we advise them that they should have a floor should be covered with some such material that if they fall then it can prevent a head injury, and sharp objects and materials and furnitures which can lead to serious injury should not be in the vicinity of the patients, and their surrounding area should be away from this electric or this substances which can cause fire. So these are the some safety tips we used to give to our patients on routine basis.
Thank you so much, Doctor. This has been incredibly informative and helpful. We hope today's discussion helps listeners better understand epilepsy and how to support themselves or their loved ones, of course. Any final thoughts?
Yes. See, I want to tell each and everyone that epilepsy is treatable. Just whenever you find someone who is having seizure, please don't hide them and please encourage them to come to their doctors, because we can treat them, we can control. Epilepsy is treatable. So it can change your life. It can change your life in a very good sense. So just take care. We are there to help you.
Thank you, Doctor. And thank you to our listeners. Until next time, take care and stay informed.